Packers beat the Vikings, clinching the NFC North. That's the topics for tonight, so stick around. This video is brought to you by Packer Fan Cave. Everything you need to turn your man cave into a Packer fan cave. You can check them out at packerfancave.net. There is a link in the description below this video. So the Packers went to Minnesota and took on the Vikings, and it was a really good game. I think the Packers dominated this game a lot more than the scoreboard would actually suggest, mainly because of the 3 turnovers in the first half that just killed momentum for the Packers and actually gave the Vikings the only points they got of the game. The Vikings struggled to move the ball at all and really at no point were able to move the ball the distance of the field. In the first half, in the first quarter, and even on the first drive, Aaron Jones fumbled the football and gave the Vikings the ball on the 10-yard line, which was amazing that our defense was able to hold them out of the end zone and keep them to 3 on that. And after that, Aaron Rodgers threw an interception that I'm pretty sure they were right around the 26 when they started that drive, and actually were able to put that one in for a touchdown. And then later on, Davante Adams even fumbled it and gave them their ball with less than 50 yards, and they weren't able to get any points out of that. It was an awesome defensive performance out of the Green Bay Packers. That defense has really stepped up the last couple of weeks. They're really showing that they're ready for this playoff run. It's exciting. You know, Aaron Rodgers didn't throw any touchdowns, and he threw 1 interception, which is really bad for a quarterback. But when you watch the game, you know, he threw for a lot of first downs, and he threw for, you know, not a whole lot of yards, but he threw for what the team needed, and he actually played pretty well considering that he only threw 1 interception and no touchdowns. That's not exactly what you expect out of Aaron Rodgers. But again, you know, just a couple of minor mistakes throughout the game, and, you know, clean that stuff up, and it would have been a much more dominating performance. Aaron Jones, you know, he fumbled early and gave them the ball, but then had a phenomenal game after that. He ran for, I think it was over 160 yards, and, you know, his long of the season in this game, he ran for 56 yards on a touchdown. Aaron Jones ran for 2 touchdowns in this game. That was an impressive performance. Unfortunately, Jamal Williams left the game. I'm not sure what was actually wrong with him, and I really hope he's going to be okay. I like having the 1-2 punch of Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams out there. It really gives us an extra dimension, you know, when you look at the way defenses have to play against us. Because in a lot of games, you'll see one or the other might not be running too well, and then the other's going to do better, which is going to open up opportunities. You know, it's just really awesome to watch both of those two in the way that they, you know, control the ball out of the backfield. And you know, other than how he does for the team, you hate to see people get hurt. So I think we're all hoping that Jamal Williams is going to be all right. You know, you look on the defensive side of the ball, man. Zadarius had such an awesome game. 3.5 sacks. Split the other one with Preston. You know, it was impressive to watch this defense just get after the quarterback. Kevin King got himself an interception. You know, we lost the turnover battle 3-1, but we won the scoring battle 23-10. I'll take that trade. You know, I thought it was a really awesome game. You know, and that clinched the NFC North division for us. So, right now the Packers are in a situation where they're guaranteed 1, 2, or 3 seed in the playoffs. Very likely that they're going to get that number 2 seed, because I really have all the confidence that they're going to beat the Lions, and once they beat the Lions, they'll be 13-3. That'll lock them into the number 2 seed there. They can actually clinch the number 2 just by beating the Lions. After that, if the 49ers lose their last game, which is likely because they're going to be playing the Sea Chickens, and it's not often that you'll ever hear me rooting for the Sea Chickens, but this is going to be one of those situations. So if the Packers beat the Lions and the 49ers lose to the Sea Chickens, that would put the Packers in the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, which would be really awesome, because then the entire road to the NFC, to the Super Bowl for the NFC, would actually go through Lambeau Field as long as the Packers keep winning. That's a pretty exciting thought right there, especially on a season where the defense is playing really well, and you got that ground and pound going. That's exactly what you want in January in Lambeau Field. You want that ground game solid, and you want good defense, and that's how you play in those cold and snow situations. And as many games as we can get in Lambeau Field are going to be the better. Don't get me wrong. I think this team can go anywhere and play against anybody. I know that's tough to believe with the way they played against San Francisco in San Francisco. It was a rough game to watch, and I don't blame anybody for knocking the Packers down a peg or two because of that game. But I do think that was a one-off game. I don't expect to see that happen again. Even if Green Bay has to go to San Francisco to play San Francisco, I'm still confident in that matchup. I still think that the Packers have as good an opportunity as anybody to go to the Super Bowl this year. You look at, this is a really tough NFC, and you look at the teams on the top there. Right now, the 49ers are sitting in that first place with their 12-3. The Sea Chickens are bumped down into that 5th place spot right now, being 11-4. The Vikings actually secured their playoff spot, even though they lost. They're definitely going to be that wild card spot. We don't really have anybody in the hunt right now, except for the Dallas Cowboys, who still have the opportunity to take their division next week. You look at the Saints are having a phenomenal season with their 12-3 record, and with even with these great records sitting on top of the NFC, I still have confidence that the Packers will be able to roll over all of them and go to the Super Bowl. What do you guys think out there? Do you think the Packers have a shot this year? Do you think this is going to be one of those special years? Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, hit that little bell icon so you get notifications every time I upload new content. Share this video with all your friends. And for the Packer Fan Network, I am Mark Schneider.